Welcome everybody. Thank you everybody for coming. Got a packed room over here. I want to say thank you to the sponsor, Daniel Ben Yitzchak, for the hatzlacha and success in his business. And also Refuah Shlema, our grandmother, Mazal Sonia Bat Marusia. She got a full Refuah Shlema. This week we're nearing the end of Sefer Shemot. Okay. We're already towards the end, Parashat Vayaq'hel, and like we spoke about last week, we had the amazing, crazy sin of the golden calf that happened. And because of this golden calf, we built the whole Mishkan, and this was used to atone for the sin that we did. Such a big sin. We're on by Har Sinai, and we're doing the sin of the golden calf. Now, if anyone knew this, by Har Sinai, when we got the Torah, there was no more death. There was no more problems. Everyone would live forever. When the Jews did the sin of the Egel HaZahav, and they made the golden calf, and they served Avodah Zara, they brought back death into the world. So today, I want to focus on a very important topic, one of the 13 principles of faith. It's called Techiyat HaMetim. If you ask everyone in this room, do you think that the tzaddikim in the future, at least the tzaddikim, are going to be revived? What should all our answers be?
Yes.
100%. 100%. This is one of the 13 principles of faith that every Jew should have. Techiyat HaMetim. Now, you know, when you want to show something that you have power, usually you have to show like a demonstration, it's called. So Hashem, we know when is Techiyat HaMetim going to happen? And the ultimate redemption, when Mashiach comes, Amen.
Amen.
But one time in history, Hashem actually did a major public Techiyat HaMetim. Anyone knows who did it?
At Har Sinai.
Okay, so that was actually, yes, I didn't think about that. That's one. Another time was Yecheskel Hanavi. He was transported to a field, a certain valley, and over there was a lot of bones, a lot of dry bones. And Hashem told him, resurrect these bones, and he brought them all up back to life. So now we're going to speak about that, who they were, what were these bones, what happened to the people. Right now we're going to get into it. So it's actually a Gemara in Sanhedrin, and the Gemara says that he resurrected these bones, and they all came to life. They sang to Hashem a song. There's going to be a machloked right now which song they sang, and they went back to dead. They all died again. So he brought them up, and then they went back down. What do they sing? There's a machloked. Rabbi Eliezer said, they sang Hashem emit betzedek umchaye berachamim. Hashem puts to death with justice, and he brings to life with mercy. This was the song they sang according to Rabbi Eliezer. According to Rabbi Yeshua, they sang Hashem emit umchaye maricho vayal. The third opinion is that this was all really just a mashal. He says, Be'emet mashal haya. Says, it was true, it was a parable. Now I have a question. What's a parable?
Something to teach.
Something to teach you, not real. So how can you say it's true and it's a parable at the same time?
Because we have to believe in Techiyat HaMetim, but it doesn't mean it happened yet because Mashiach didn't come yet.
Okay, so that's basically what we're going to get at right now. So we're going to say, Be'emet mashal haya. In truth, it was really a parable. And like he said, what was the parable? That we have to believe that one day, even though we're right now in the Galut, we've been here for almost 2,000 years. We have to believe that one day Hashem is going to bring us back, and we might look like a bunch of dry bones. We don't have we don't have the Eretz Yisrael, we don't have Mashiach, we don't have the Bet HaMikdash, but one day, just like Yecheskel prophesied, this whole entire thing, it was all a parable, it was all fake, never really happened. This was the third opinion. We have to believe one day Hashem is going to revive all of us and do Techiyat HaMetim and bring Mashiach. This is the third opinion. The fourth opinion holds that these bones, after they were resurrected, they actually all got up and they went back to Eretz Yisrael. They went back to Israel and they all got married, they all had kids, and they lived normal lives. They returned back to society. Imagine you were dead for a few hundred years, you got back up, you're back into society. That's what happened. And Rabbi Yehuda ben Petera gets up and he says, I testify, I'm a descendant of one of those people. And he takes out a pair of tefillin in the Gemara, and he says, this is the tefillin that was passed down for me from father to father to father, from one of those people, that was my great-great-grandfather, and he gave me this pair of tefillin. So we have 4 different opinions. 2 of them hold that they were brought up from the dead. They sang a song, machlokes which song, then they died. The other one says it was all fake. And the other one says, what? Today's daf?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually? Sanhedrin, Tzadi Bet, Amud Bet?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not kidding.
It's today? It's crazy, wow.
I did it this morning.
You did it this morning?
Yeah.
So you probably...
That's why I know.
So you know, wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Anyone else does the daf here? No one else does the daf.
I can pull it up.
So we have 4 different opinions. Now, what exactly is going on? How can you have 4 opinions of what happened in the times of Yechezkel? What are they all arguing about? What's the point of arguing? So just for the people that came in, we're going to do a little review. We said during the times of Yechezkel was a Navi. He did Tchiyat HaMetim. He revived the dead. Now, what happened to these dead people? There's a machloket. Either they came up, they sang a song to God, and then they went back to dead. They all died again. Others say it was all fake. It was not really true. And others say that these people went ahead, after they were revived, after 100 years of being dead, they got back up and they joined back society. So now we want to know what's really the argument, what's going on over here. So there's 4 different opinions on who were these people in the previous life. What are the identity of these bones? So one person already said it, I think David Katanov already said one of them. Shevet Ephraim. Shevet Ephraim, back in Egypt.
They were the ones that calculated at the wrong time.
Exactly. They said that, Mashiach, we're already supposed to leave Egypt. We got to get out of here. So like those back, I don't went to history class over here. I know a lot of you guys didn't really finish school maybe. But so that people, the black slaves, that these tunnels they used to escape from? So that's what Shevet Ephraim did. Shevet Ephraim, they said, we out of Egypt. And they all, 30 years after, they led a rebellion, and they just left Egypt themselves. What did Hashem do to them? He wiped them all out. These were the bones that Yechezkel revived. Yechezkel revived these people. The people of Shevet Ephraim that left Egypt too early. This is the first opinion. Second opinion is that these bones were the people who denied Techiyat HaMetim. They said, Hashem, no, there's no such thing as reviving the dead. They all died, and Hashem brought them up for a second. He said, you said there's no Techiyat HaMetim? Look at this, I just brought you back to life. Now I'm going to kill you. Go back into your grave. This is the second opinion. Who are these bones? The people who denied Techiyat HaMetim. Number 3. Who were these people? They were the people that didn't have any mitzvot. Me, you, everyone in this room, Baruch Hashem, we all have a connection to Torah. We have a connection to God. We do, tzedakah, we go daven shacharit, we put on tefillin. We have some type of, merit. Now one day when the Techiyat HaMetim is going to come, we're going to have something to be, a spark to bring us out. These guys didn't have nothing. These guys were empty of anything, and they didn't even do one mitzvah. So Hashem, he killed them. And then Yechezkel brought them back to life. We're going to speak about that. And number 4, very interesting, this I never heard. There were people back in Bavel, in Babylonia. You know who the king was during the times of the exile? Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar, he was sending all the Jews back to Bavel. And there was this group of Jewish people, these Jewish men, about 20, 30 years old at their prime age. They were so good looking. I'm going to read the words inside. It says, Hayu bahem bachurim shayu meganim et hachama beyofyam. They put the sun to shame. Now, David, I know you're good looking, but I don't think you put the sun to shame.
Say the next part.
Yeah. So this guy, they all put the sun to shame. And when they go to Bavel, all the Goyish women are looking at them.
The woman melted.
And these guys the women are really melting. They all became nidas. They all became nidas every time they saw these people, these men, these Jewish people. That's how good looking they were. So they told this to their husbands, and the husbands told it to the king, Nebuchadnezzar. Nebuchadnezzar is like, I gotta get rid of these people. He takes it, he signs a verdict, he squashes all these people into the dirt, and he says, no more, all you dead.
First he killed them,
then he squashed them into the
dirt.
dirt.
Bodies were still giving off this beauty.
So he squashed them into the dirt.
He destroyed their head.
Exactly, yeah.
Palmed them.
So he literally put them into the dirt.
I think we don't have to double you.
So now, These were the Jewish people. These were the bones that Yecheskel revived. He revived these people. Now we're going to plug in each of the machloket. There was a machloket, what happened to the bones? So what happened to the bones depends on who the bones were. So we're going to see how each one is going to connect. Rabbi Eliezer holds that the bones were the Shevet Ephraim. Like you said, it was the tribe of Ephraim that calculated the exile prematurely. They said we have to already leave 30 years early. So Hashem brought them back to life, and they sang to Hashem, Hashem memit b'tzedek. Hashem killed us justifiably. We were justified, we justified the fact that we were killed. Why? Because we realized we left Egypt early. We were, some people, when they're in a tough situation, they try to, they're like, I'm done with life. And they just leave. Hashem wants you to go through this suffering in Egypt. You don't just leave. You only leave at the right time. So because of that, they were killed. They were brought back to life. They sang to Hashem, you justify, kill us, and then they went back to death. The second opinion was Rabbi Yehoshua. Rabbi Yehoshua says that the people were actually the people who denied Tchiyat HaMetim. So Hashem brought them back to life, and they said, wow, we denied Tchiyat HaMetim. Look at this, we just died, now we're back to life. Hashem memitum chayem morit she'ol vayal. Hashem kills and Hashem brings back to life. Hashem puts down to the grave and He brings us up. And He says, we were wrong, we were false, we were a bunch of, sheker. Hashem put them back to the dead, and that's what happened. That's the second opinion. The third opinion was Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda says the whole entire story of Yecheskel was all mashal. The whole thing was fake.
How did he know?
How do you know? Because he said these were the people, according to his opinion, these were the people that didn't have any mitzvot. And like we explained, the Zohar says, how is a person going to be awakened in the times of Tchiyat HaMetim? It's called Havla Degarmi, the breath of the bones. What is the breath of the bones? How do your bones get energy to be brought back to life? With your mitzvot. When we're here right now, sitting, learning as a group, we're getting mitzvot into our bones. Sparks are going within us that in the future, during Tchiyat HaMetim, we're going to have enough energy to be revitalized by Mashiach and be brought back to life. These people, according to Rabbi Yehoshua, according to Rabbi Yehuda, they didn't have any mitzvot. If you have no mitzvot, could it be that they were revived? No, they didn't have that, the energy. So according to Rabbi Yehuda, it was all fake. These guys couldn't be revived because it was all an illusion. And the fourth opinion is Rabbi Yossi HaGalili. Rabbi Yossi HaGalili holds these were the beautiful men, the handsome-looking guys who were squashed into the dirt by Nebuchadnezzar. And he says, what happened to these guys at the end of the day? What's his opinion? They all went back, exactly. They got married. Why did they get married? Because they're good-looking. They got married, they had kids, and they started back their lives again. So this, we see how the four opinions of what happened to them is all dependent on the four opinions of who they were. And Zera Shimshon brings down the pasuk in Yeshaya about Tchiyat HaMetim. Yeshaya speaks about the future, about how in the end of the days, we're all going to be revived. And it's hinting to each one of these groups. Yichyu metecha shemetu shetu teketz. May your dead come to life. This is referring to Shevet Ephraim. Nevelati yekumun kemo nevela. May my carcass arise. A carcass, again, English class. Carcass is, what's a carcass?
Dead body.
Carcass, no. So carcass is a dead animal. A corpse is a dead body. So when the pasuk says, may your carcass come to life, why is Hashem saying the animal, the dead animal? Because Hashem says, who am I even going to bring back to life? People who denied Tchiyat HaMetim. May the carcass, if you don't believe in the Tchiyat HaMetim, are you better than a dead cow when you're dead?
No.
No. You're just like a dead cow, a dead pig. You're nothing better. So Hashem says, I'm going to bring back the carcass. Why carcass? Even the people who denied Tchiyat HaMetim, which was the second group, the second opinion. Number 3, Hakitzu v'ernanu shechnei afar. Awake and shout for joy, those who dwell in the dirt. Who dwelled in the dirt? Who was stuffed into the dirt? Those good-looking guys. The good-looking dudes were stuffed in the dirt. Hashem says, one day I'm going to awake you. And number 4, Otam, Aretz Rafa'im Tapil. May you topple. Topple means throw down to the floor. All the lifeless people. What's considered a lifeless person? A person that's lifeless from mitzvot. He has no Torah in his life. He doesn't care about Avodat Hashem. These people, they will not get back up in the future. These people are going to be stuffed into the dirt forever and ever and ever. And they will not see the days of Mashiach. And lefi this, we could go with another pasuk in Tehillim. The pasuk in Tehillim says that Hashem stored away Tichiyat Emetim, the revival of the dead, for tzaddikim. And it says that one time Hashem did it. Like we explained, what was that one time Hashem did it already in the past? During the times of Yechezkel. And he brings down, during the times of Yechezkel, according to that fourth opinion that holds, it was the good-looking guys, when they got revived, they all marched to the palace of King Nebuchadnezzar, and they all slapped him in the face. Can you believe this? Imagine you're marching to Putin in Russia, and you go to his house, and you go slap him in the
I
face.
thought God brought them back like hundreds of years later.
What do you mean?
How would Nebuchadnezzar still be alive?
Oh, you're saying Yechezkel was not at the times of Nebuchadnezzar? I think maybe he was. I'm not sure.
Because maybe I heard wrong.
You know what? Maybe, I don't know if you're right. And if you're right, maybe they went to his grave. I'm not sure. But they went to him, let's say it was during the same time. And they went to him and they slapped him in the face. Why did they slap him in the face? They said, you're not in control. Nebuchadnezzar thought he was a god. He thought, I'm it. What did they show him? Show him, if you want to kill us, Hashem could bring us back into life. We have to realize what's our goal in this life. Everyone thinks, your actions, your things bring about success. But it's not true. You go to business. People go to business. They say, I'm going to work for 8 hours. I'm going to make this much money. Then you say, if I work for 12 hours, I'm going to make more money. You think the more you work, the more you're going to get. That's not the way it works. The way it works is you got to build your day correctly. You got to say, I'm going to work the right amount. I'm going to learn the rest of the time. I'm going to spend time with my family, with my kids. You have to show, you have to do Avodat Hashem to the max. What? Ishtadlus, exactly. But some people think it's all me, like Nebuchadnezzar thought. Nebuchadnezzar thought, I could rule the world. I know how to do it. I could kill people. But he was wrong. Because the whole entire thing is run by Hashem. Like we're supposed to have kavanah when we say the word Elokeinu. Hashem is takif, Vayaq'hel, kochot kulam. Hashem is in charge. He's the most powerful and he can do whatever he wants. He's in charge of the world. We have to grow in our emunah and bitachon. We have to realize and trust Hashem in every situation we go through. Whether it be in business, health, even learning, you have to believe Hashem's with me at all times. And we have to know what is our tafkid, our mission in this world. In order to bring this concept, I want to share a very interesting story I saw in a Gemara in Bava Basra. The Gemara says the Rabbah Bar Chana was traveling on a boat. I'm going to make the story a little bit, more adapting for the story, for our times, make it more modern. He was traveling on a boat with all his friends, and they landed on an island. And they came to this island, and they saw it was like, Bahamas. It was like a tropical Bahamar. It was like, they're like, let's make this a kosher resort. Nope. And they go ahead, and they start building buildings, and they said, let's make a hotel over here. Look at this, we got a beach. They do Achnasat Sefer Torah. And they're enjoying life. They're enjoying life over there on the island. And they're just focusing on the, the luxuries and on the physicalities. One day, what are those plates called on the bottom of the earth? What do you say? Tectonic plates. They feel the earth shaking. And they feel the whole place moving. And like, guys, we gotta go. I don't know, again, history class. You guys went to, what Pompeii is? Yeah. Yeah, what's that place? The place the volcano erupted and the whole island went gone. So this is what was happening. See, some people graduated school. It's good. So this is what happened. The whole place started shaking. And they all started running to the boat. And they jump on the boat. And the whole wave takes them out. And they look back. And the island was all a fake. It was one ginormous fish. Huge fish. And they were looking at this and they said, we spent so much time building on this island, thinking this is going to be the place, this is going to be the spot. But it was all just a fake. And the Ben Ish Chai brings down in Ben Yoyada a mashal to this. I'm also going to adapt it a little bit. Let's say you go to Manhattan. You know what Central Park is, right in the middle? Imagine Central Park was a lake. Big lake. Nice lake over there. And you had this billionaire coming in. And he looks around and he sees buildings over here, buildings over there. And he says, this is good real estate. And it's in the winter and the whole lake is frozen. And he says, right here, I'm going to park myself. These guys at the end of their life, after they make a lot of money, they just have a lot of money. They don't know what to do with it. So I want to just build the biggest house. I want to make everyone jealous of me. So this is the perfect spot. Everyone can see all the offices are looking at my house. I'm going to build right here, Central Park on the lake. So he goes, he starts construction. He hires, he doesn't hire. He hires, some other construction company. And they start building, and he's, building this mansion. He has every detail he wants to do. He changes the kitchen, how it looks 3 times. And he's shipping, these marble slabs from Italy, and they have German kitchens. And everyone every day,
10,000-pound table.
1,000-pound table, and every day all these people from the office buildings,
Lazzoni.
they're having lunch, and they're looking at this guy, and they're like, what a shaita, meshugane, this guy, and they don't tell him anything. They're just looking at him and laughing. Every day they see, now he's building a helicopter pad, and he's building a runway for his private jet, and he's building, those pools on the roofs. He's building that now, and they're just looking at him. They're like, he thinks we're jealous of him, but we're not. He's mamish. He's the stupidest guy in the world. He's building his fortune. He's taking millions of dollars and building his dream house where?
City Park.
On the lake, on a frozen lake.
Which is gonna melt.
Finally, he says, I'm gonna move in
Summer comes.
when the weather is coming good after Pesach. The spring comes. It's getting better.
The contractor didn't know either.
So he says, I'm going to move in, and he thinks everyone's looking at him. He's walking in. He comes with this whole, limousine. He pulls up to his house.
It's nice.
He goes to the rooftop on his pool, and he's relaxing up there. And he's like, wow, I have the life. I have the life. All of a sudden, by Abraham Avinu, Hashem took off the sun, the shell of the sun, the klipa around the sun. He made it really hot. So what did Hashem do that day? He took off the sun shell, and the heat wave came. And it was a major heat wave. And the whole entire lake started to melt. And you hear these cracks. And everyone's looking from all the buildings at this guy. And he's chilling on his rooftop. All of a sudden, the whole place bursts. His billion-dollar mansion goes into the lake together with him. And he dies. And the whole thing goes down. And everyone's looking at this. And they're saying, we're all looking at this story. And what are we saying? The guy's stupid. The guy's stupid.
They're doing the same thing.
We are all doing the exact same thing. Exactly the same thing we're doing in our lives. How are we doing this? It's a good question. We're all living here. And we're coming to learn. We're, davening shachrit in the morning. We're doing mitzvot. But why are we doing it? We're doing it, on the side. What's our main purpose? Get more money, bigger houses, more fame, kavod, honor. I know an 18-year-old, 19-year-old guy just bought a Mercedes-Benz. He's just... We're just looking for people to look at us and say, wow, you're so good. But honestly, if you have the right lens in life, if you realize that this world is just a lake on ice, one day, Mashiach's coming very soon, and we're all going to realize this whole entire place was all fake. And we're going to look at it, we're going to say, we spent our fortune, this billionaire spent millions of dollars. And at the end of the day, not only did his money go down, but he went down with the money. He wasted his life, all that money he saved up. All the time you're in this world, what are you using for? Using for the gashmis, using it for the physicalities. We have to focus, you can have the luxuries. I'm not saying I'm 100% big tzaddik, I don't do luxuries. I'm very into that stuff. I drive fancy cars, live in a nice house. That's not, you're able to have these luxuries. It's not usur. No one's saying it's asur. But you have to know what the goal in life is. The goal in life is to serve Hashem. It's to say, I'm coming, the side is the business. Business, you got to make it. You got to work for your family. But the side is the money. Everything else, all the physicalities, you have to focus on Avodat Hashem, serving Hashem with all our koach. Coming to learn. I want to see you guys every week. I want to see it. It's mamash amazing.
Daniel got a sponsor every week.
Daniel, you can sponsor every week. Hashem should give you lots of money.
Amen.
We have to see. We have to all come together. We have to learn. We have to daven, push ourselves. You know, your friend doesn't want to go daven. Daniel doesn't want to go. Push him to go to shacharit. You gotta help each other out. This is what we're in this world for, and this is what we're going to take to Olam Haba. And Bezrat Hashem, one day Mashiach's going to come. We're all going to realize we built our right foundation. We didn't focus on this world. We didn't build our $1 million mansions on ice. But we took our goals, our merits to the next world. And Bezrat Hashem, we're all going to bring bracha, shefa, and we're going to be able to grow in our Avodat Hashem. And we're going to see Mashiach. Amen.